Hello, my name is Cole McCann Phillips, and welcome to Survivor Sense, a show where we try to expose survivors and their stories to you. Now, today we will have 3 guests who experienced very acute trauma. It is my role as the presenter of this show to bring to you the trauma of survivors in a respectful and cognizant manner. And welcome to Survivor Sense. Today, on our show Survivor Sense, we have a man named Winston. He grew up in a totalitarian government called Oceania, and he's here to tell us today about how he survived this totalitarian government. I guess many of the viewers at home will ask, what was there to survive? What was in your way? Can you describe to us a little bit about what the totalitarian state was like?
Everything. Constantly being monitored in every move, every step you take, and every room you walk into. From going down the street to being alone in your own room, constantly being monitored. You can't go anywhere without seeing the thought police or their helicopters or their cameras, obvious and hidden, both always watching.
So how did you survive?
I, unlike my peers, seem to be aware of the situation that we were in, unlike them. I don't know if it's whether or not everyone's less aware than I am, or if they're just better at ignoring it. But I tried my best to survive by hiding, by trying to stay unmonitored, by controlling my actions and being unnoticeable, so that the thought police would never find me.
So you talk about how you got caught. How did you get caught, and what were you subjected to once you were caught?
Like I said before, there's constant monitoring. When we thought we were alone, we really weren't. They're inside our heads, so there's no way to get away from them.
Once you were caught, what was the punishment that they gave you for breaking their unwritten rules?
I don't want to talk about it.
For our second guest on Survivor Sense, we have Elie Wiesel, a young man who survived the Holocaust. We know the stories of the millions of people who died in the Holocaust, and we know that they were killed in the camps that were very similar to the ones that Elie was kept in. Now, Elie, were you exposed to this death in your daily life?
As soon as we got off the cattle cars again, we were introduced to this new smell. It was the burning of flesh, and we knew it was true. We didn't want to believe it.
So, how did you endure?
I don't know. I was changed, and something within me told me that I was nothing more than human. I lost all individuality. The only thing left to do was survive, and how I did that, I don't know to this day, but my body kicked into instincts and live meal to meal, just work enough to get by.
So in our previous guest, we discussed how he had to surrender to the system that was keeping him captive in order to be able to possibly survive. Did you have to experience the same thing?
Yes, I believe so. I don't even think I had a chance to fight against it. I was just shown what I was by the dehumanization that we all endure. The Nazis as well, my captors, they weren't human either.
When you were finally liberated from the camps, do you believe that you were the same person, that you are the same person now as you were when you went in?
No. I changed. All I can feel these days is guilt, and all I felt as soon as I was set free from those chains, all I could feel was guilt, because I left my father. He was all I had. And his dying breaths were to me. But I sat there and I didn't make any noise. I'm afraid to be beaten.
Well, Ellie, thank you so much for sharing your story with us. It's amazing that you were able to survive. Thank you so much. So, for our third guest here on Survivor Sense, we have Sophie, a survivor of sexual trauma when she was very young. Now, Sophie, if it's not too much for you, can you describe to us this sexual trauma in not too much detail?
Well, in my culture, there is a way of testing from your mother to see if you're still a virgin. And I went through that. My mother did that to me. And in modern times, it changed me because we lived in a place where...
Do you still interact with your mother? How did this change your relationship now? Have you been able to forgive her?
After talking to my grandmother, I have forgiven her. I've seen that it was a tradition. My grandmother did it to her, and she did it to me. Unfortunately, my mother, she passed away a while ago, and I haven't been able to tell her that I forgive her. So,
Sophie, how did you survive being sexually traumatized by your mother?
I just tried to run away from it. I tried to separate myself from her and my culture, and I tried to get a new life for myself and a sense of being.
So, do you think if you could do it again, you would have done the same things?
I think I would have talked to her and understood her point a little more. In the moment, I was contained by rage and anger, and I didn't understand why she was doing this to me.
The story of Sophie is so unique because unlike our previous two guests, she did not surrender to the thing that she was surviving. Now, Winston surrendered to a totalitarian government, and Ellie was forced to surrender to the concentration camps. He was not able to rebel, but Sophie, you did successfully rebel against this, your mother's sexual trauma. Do you think that gave you any bit of satisfaction? Do you think that helped you at all?
I think it gave me a sense of satisfaction for the moment, but in the long term, it didn't help. It didn't help me at all, and I could have done better.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for sharing your story with Survivor Sense.
Okay, rival survivor. Something. Actually, that's good. That's good. So I'm gonna do it. You should just hold it a little bit. Like, would you like to hold that for a second? Consider it.
You can get a close-up on my face for that, right? I'm sure that's very hard for you.
I held it.
Here's the thing, just over talk, and then you can pick the most important bits.
Okay.
Thank you so much, Sophie, for sharing. We're on it. Weekdays till 9, Saturdays and Sundays till 8. Online at Shaneka.
Boom. Cut.